Welcome back to Central News. Pen and paper is becoming less and less for budding writers, and technologies such as the internet and iPads, etc. are becoming more and more a reality. How does this affect the writing community, and what is available to those budding writers in the community? President of the Tauranga Writers, Paul, joins me now. Paul, tell me about Tauranga Writers. What is it and what do you set out to achieve?
The Tauranga Writers is the longest running self-help group for writers in New Zealand. It started back in the 60s. And the emphasis really is to help people become better writers. Our mission statement is getting you started and getting you published. So whichever end of the spectrum you're on in that, whether you're just keen and enthusiastic or whether you're aiming to become a professional, we can help you through every aspect of that.
So it's designed for anybody, really?
Absolutely anybody, yeah. If you're keen and passionate about writing, yeah, come along, become a part of it.
Now, I understand Tauranga Writers has made a pretty big step with forming a relationship with the New Zealand Society of Authors, as well as going online. How has this transition been for you? Why have you decided to go with this?
The New Zealand Society of Authors and the relationship with Tauranga Writers has been something that's been going for a long time, but we're finding that as the digital era is really coming to hit writers pretty hard now, we're having to step up a little bit as far as the way that we approach publication and things like that. The blog that we've just started on sunlive.co.nz has been a real opportunity for us to present ourselves to the public, but also get people to engage with us a little bit more. The New Zealand Society of Authors has a lot more punch behind it, and so that gives us, as we move into that digital age, the ability to understand and to work a little bit more closely with those people associated with that part of the medium. So it's an exciting opportunity for us, really.
So what does that relationship mean with the New Zealand Society of Authors? What does that mean for Tauranga Writers?
Well, there's always been a close affiliation between the two groups. Tauranga Writers works very, very strongly at a local level and has always been very, very proactive as far as the way that it's pushed literature and books and writing into the community. The New Zealand Society of Authors is a real step up, though, beyond that, in that they have the understanding around legal requirements, things like copyright and those sorts of things, and a real understanding about how the digital marketing side of the industry works. So what they give us is a huge amount of knowledge, but they also have a lot of other things that they can offer as well, like mentorship programs, which is finished for this year now, but they've got a lot of resources and things on their website, and as I say, legal assistance if we need it. So people can go and visit their website and get a whole lot of that information from them. Tauranga Writers will still continue to operate at the local level, but some of our members are NZSA members anyway. So what that means is that NZSA can provide us with a lot more horsepower, a lot more grunt, and the opportunity, say, for fundraising, so that we can do bigger and better events that will help at a local level.
Major benefit to Tauranga Writers.
It is a major benefit to us, yeah. So it's going to lift our profile, there's no doubt about that.
That's good. Now, how is the going online a major factor in your transition?
Well, I think with going online, people in the communities these days, they like to read and comment and interact with what's going on, and I think I really like the immediacy of going online. The paper medium that we've been involved with, the print medium we've been involved with in the past, it's almost like, well, we're going to put a submission in and people will read it and they go, oh, that's nice. Whereas with the digital side of it, we can now go on there, we can comment, we can contribute, we can update, we can put news, big events coming. It's quite an exciting prospect. And so out of that is growing all these other opportunities that we never saw or had or even thought of in the past.
It's got that social interaction going.
Absolutely, yeah.
Now, how has writing evolved over the years, and how have Tauranga Writers adapted to the change?
Well, gone are the days of the old hand-chiselled stone tablets, I have to be honest. And there's always been that image of, some tortured soul over an Imperial 66 with, one single desk lamp beaming down on them. But that's gone by the by now, and in fact, books are going the same way, to be honest. So with digitisation of things, self-publishing is much more achievable for people. The cost of publication is a lot lower, and people can publish online, and they can associate directly or relate straight to Amazon, for example. So the cost of publication and those sorts of things is reducing. So people are saying, well, why can't I do this? It makes it so much easier. For us, it's actually making people aware of the possibilities within that. And so Tauranga Writers as an organisation will help people to move forward in it. And then when they get to that real top end level, NZSA will also help them with them. And NZSA help right through that whole spectrum just exactly the same. But if people still want to publish in the old-fashioned way in a book, well, we can help them to do that too. There's people like me who are a little bit traditional, you know, I like to flick through a book and say, well, on page 384 at the top right-hand corner, the information I want's right there, and just to smell a book's kind of nice. But our generation's passing away, and the new ones will come through, and you know, they'll go, books, what's that, you know?
Yeah. Now, speaking of books, March is Book Month. What is Tauranga Writers doing to get involved with Book Month?
There's too many things to talk about here, really, but there are some really key things that we're doing. We start Friday the 4th. Owen Bullock is launching his book, has launched his book. Ian Clark, who is one of our members, he's launching his book on March the 18th. That's Friday night at the Tauranga Art Gallery. So that's going to be a great event for Ian, so it'll be great if people can come along to that. Dame Lindley Dodd, who is of Harry McCleary fame, she has a retrospective running at the Art Gallery right through from now, actually, right through to May. And that's really sort of highlighting the work that she's done over the years. And then also on the 19th of March, we've got a big deal through the what we call Art Fair, which we're closing off 3 streets downtown. And there'll be a number of us from Tauranga Writers who'll be manning a bookstall come MASH-style hospital thing, mobile army, scriptural hospital, I guess you'd probably want to call it, something like that, so that people can come along and talk about their books and their projects, and we can hopefully guide them and lead them in a direction that will be useful for them. So that's 3 events, but the rest of them you'll find on our website.
Now, what is Tauranga Writers? Is it just writing blogs, books? What area does it cover?
Well, all our members cover, it's huge. It really is huge. All of our members are involved in all sorts of different things. Myself, I'm a magazine writer and I write for the likes of Kathmandu, their newsletters. Other people do blogs, they write for websites, I do that myself. Some people are writing fiction, some are non-fiction, poetry. We do cover the whole spectrum, so regardless of what you're involved with, there's somebody there who will be able to help you or at least point you in the direction of somebody who can. So it's for anybody who wants to be involved and improve in their writing. So come along and be a member. That's probably the call today.
Cool. Thanks, Paul, for coming on the show.
It's a pleasure.
Paul King from the Tauranga Writers. That's it for our show today. Now, if you want to send us some feedback, we always like reading it, send it to news@tvcentral.co.nz, or you can hop on our website, tvcentral.co.nz, where you can also upload photos and footage. That's it from me for today. I'll be back with you again tomorrow. I'm Katrina McKinley. Have a good evening.
This has been an Alpha Media production, a division of Television Media Group.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.